I'm Patrick Levasseur. I'm a co-founder, president, CEO of Beauce Goldfields, or in French, Chandard en Beauce. We're a junior exploration company listed on the Venture Exchange under symbol BGF. Well, the properties are situated in the Beauce. Properties in Saint-Simon-les-Mines, great name for a town. And our other property, which is more recent, which we're really excited about, and we were working all summer on, is our property in Mégantic, the South Mégantic. Southern Quebec, even though it has this great history of having the first gold rush in Canada, some of the largest gold nuggets, well, people often ask me, well, with all this good activities in the 1800s and early 1900s, how come that region's not a Val d'Or? How come there hasn't been a big gold deposit discovered there? Well, nobody really looked. And the reason why is that nobody really could look, because what happened was, a bit of Quebec history there, going way back in the 1700s, is that, Quebec, the land tenure in Quebec was a feudal system, it was a seigneurial system. So, of course, New France was invaded by Britain and eventually became Canada. The seigneurial system has been abolished. So by the time gold was found in 1846 in the Beauce, then the 1850s when activity started ramping up until the 1880s, even though it's been over 100 years, there hasn't been any seigneurial system. The great-grandchildren of the seigneurial system that basically owned most of the Beauce, which is the Chosreau-de-Lery family, he went back to London and pled the case that, yes, even though our family, our estate, we don't own the estate anymore, we're not the lords anymore, but you know what? We always kept rights on the natural resource, gold and silver in particular. So he successfully argued and was granted what's called a patent, in other words, a right on gold and silver. So even though they haven't been landowner in like almost, by then, almost 100 years, but at least 3 to 4 generations, they come back to the Beauce and all the mining activity that's happening, and all the landowners says, everybody, okay, you owe us 25% royalty. So of course, that created a huge conflict. And by then, there was heavy activity. There was 2,000 miners in the Beauce. So what happened was, because this created a large court battle which lasted 20 years, but in the end, by the 1880s, a judge gave reason to the family, to the Lery family. Of course, the Quebec government realized that you can't have each descendant of the old seigneurial families, suddenly come out of nowhere and claim the natural resources of the province. So that's where the Quebec government created the Mining Act. Again, you see, this property was the first gold rush, the first gold companies, and because of this legal problem, the first Mining Act, or the first mining law in Canada, was born of the conflict that was there. So the rest of Quebec and the rest of Canada, all adopted the concept that the state owns natural resources, and we give permits and licenses to do exploration and exploitation. But what happened was there was a standstill in southern Quebec. So because of the legal battle, southern Quebec landowners had the rights on minerals, on gold and silver. So it did an arrested development of exploration. So an exploration company couldn't take claims and invest in it to do exploration and have the rights on whatever they find. And that lasted for 100 years. It was only in 1985 that the Quebec government retook mineral rights from landowners and made the area available for staking for exploration. So in 1985, there was an exploration boom, and there was a lot of nice results that were coming out. But then that stopped in the late 80s. After that, gold was falling. Then we had the dot-com. Time flies, and we're there now. So we're at a point where we're able to take all this data that was accumulated in the 80s, and we had the opportunity of having one of the largest mineral claims in southern Quebec, at least of the hottest zones, historical zones, and we take advantage. So we can basically pick up left off where everything was maybe stopped over 100 years ago. So that's our advantage. We're the first comers there for the region in a way.